Okay friends, we're going to start a paper sculpture demo. So I'm going to start by making something that sort of is the centerpiece for my playground, and I wanted to do this sort of thundercloud. So I drew a line here to show where I'm going to cut, and it's going to go all the way down to the bottom, and that's where I'm going to tab it to connect to my playground, because everything we do in this project is going to have a tab to attach to this purpley fuchsia playground base. So I added some white colored pencil to give it some dimension and a pattern. And then these are kind of legs that I can imagine kids walking through, being able to climb through and walk through, make it kind of fun. So like I said, with the colored pencil, I'd want to add it on all sides, because we talked about how this is sculpture in the round, where every side is visible, unlike a painting. So I'm going to tab these over, so you can open it up, because I did on the fold. So I want to tab, and they all have to tab the same height, but I'm going to go some forward and some backward. I'm just making sure that my tabs are all the same height, so one is not shorter than the other. And I'm going to cut right down the fold so that this can go both ways. And then I'm going to put a dot of glue on each leg. And put it down on my paper. I want it to sort of twist around the center of my playground, because it's the centerpiece. It's the piece that all the kids see when they walk towards the park. It's taller than everything else, and I want to spread that out a little bit. Now I have sort of a thundercloud thing happening here in the center, because this theme is going to be weather. So I was thinking about all the different things that could be weather, and so for our next piece of the playground, I'm going to do a sun. And I'm going to start by showing you how to do this accordion fold again. So I glued 2 long strips together. These have to be the same width. So these are 1-inch strips, and then I just fold over and over until I run out of paper. And I make a nice crease on those edges so that it's nice and flat. You don't want those folds to get kind of fat. And then when I get to the end, I'm going to put a dot of glue to hold it down. And I'll cut off any extra there is. So you can see where I'm at. I'm just about done here. So I'll put my glue right under here. Hold it for a few seconds, and then I want to cut off that extra bit here. And I have a little extra on the side too. So now I have my accordion fold, and I'm going to attach a cone now to that part. First I'll attach this over here in my playground area. Actually, I'm going to attach it on this side. So I'm on it right here on mine, because it's going to kind of be the sun coming out behind that cloud. So I already started my sun by cutting a circle. Now remember, for the cone, this is not quite attached yet. For the cone, I'm gonna cut a line with my scissors straight down to the middle of the paper. Then I'm going to see how that looks. Then I'm gonna slide it around on itself. So it looks like this. But I need a little bit of glue too. So just put a little bit of glue there and slide it in on itself so I will have a cone. And then I am going to attach it to that accordion fold so that my sun sort of pops up. Okay, I think like 10-15 seconds is a good hold. Now I am going to put some notches in here because I want to have some rays sticking out. So I'm sort of putting the notches evenly around my sun. And then I'm gonna slide a piece of paper in there. Oops, I gotta make it a little bit longer. And some over here. So I'll just do one more of these, but I'd do it all the way around so that it looks like the rays of the sun. Okay, great. Now the next thing I'm going to show you is tabs. So I wanted to do tabs and fringe at the same time. So I'll show you with this piece of paper that's uncut. The first thing I did was draw a pencil line all the way across. Then I cut little lines about that thick and folded them over. And I left a little bit here to show you. So you can see my line. And now I'm just gonna cut the same kind of width tabs, folding them one way this way, the other way this way. Now, when you have a storm, it usually helps the grass grow. So I'm making this fringe to be grass. And then remember how to fringe, we just cut paper like this. And now I'm gonna put dots on all of these tabs and have this grass kind of weave its way around my playground, because I can imagine kids running through the grass and hiding in it and around it. So I think it could be really fun. Kind of make it swirl across like this in a sort of wavy line. And if I wanted to, I could curl that fringe so that it folds one way or the other way. And I just hold those tabs down till they dry, about 15 seconds. Okay guys, now I'm going to show you spiral. So I would like to use these spirals as kind of rain coming down from the clouds. So I made a couple and I'm going to show you how I'm going to attach them. So I just want the sides of the thundercloud here to have some spirals coming down. But remember how to make them. I start with a square paper and turn the corners off so that they're all rounded and I have a circle. And I sometimes just start with a teardrop shape because that gives me a good tab. So I start here. And then I just keep curling the paper until I get all the way around. And I like to stop and cut this at the curve too, since I didn't at the beginning. And just keep going in a swirl until you get to the middle. Now I think I might add several of these coming down from my thundercloud in the center. So this one's gonna go up here. And I'll put one on the other side because I have one made for the other side too. Now I want to talk about the zigzag fold, because remember we're talking about maybe having our playground have sort of chutes and ladders, and so I'm going to put this connecting to my thundercloud here as a ladder that kids could walk up. And that's going to go there. Now I'm going to show you how to make one of these just in case, because I didn't show you in the last video. So you're going to start with a long skinny strip of paper, and you're going to fold this way like a tab, and then flip your paper over, then fold again and flip your paper over, then fold over again, flip your paper over, and you just keep going until you run out of paper. This one does sometimes get a little bit difficult for students, so just remember that you flip your paper over before you fold. And then you will have a nice zigzag like that. So you can make it into a ladder somewhere on your playground. So here's, I think I've got everything but the curl, so I'm going to show you the curl. Remember that you take another long strip of paper. You start by just rolling it with your pencil until you get all the way to the end, and then you want to tab that over so you have something to glue it on. So here's my sort of chute, my slide. So I'm going to find a nice spot to put my slide. And attach it there. So that is how to do all of the different paper folding techniques that I showed you in the other video, but now you've kind of got to see it in action in our playground. So I hope that you really enjoy this and you get really creative with all the things that you can do on your playground. And done.